Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Tuesday and welcome back. Yesterday I uploaded my summer evening skincare routine video. I actually had that video ready to go last week for the most part. I just didn't add in links, and then obviously we had something come up, and so I just kind of took a break for a few days. So I am back today to finish this little series here. And basically today I'm going to be sharing with you the skincare devices that I am using currently. So you could call these my summer skincare devices. However, admittedly, I have used the vast majority of these devices for quite some time. I use them in the fall, I use them in the winter, I use them in the spring. These are essentially year-round devices for me. But I think it's also nice to revisit some of my most used devices and just let you guys know, one, am I still using them? Two, why am I still using them? And three, do I think they're worth investing in? Because most devices are very expensive. And on that note, I want to just kind of make the following. I don't know if this is a disclaimer or a warning or what this is, but hopefully it saves you some money if you are this type of person. If you are not someone who can commit the time, the effort, the constant use that is required by a lot of these devices to actually see results, my advice to you would be don't bother with devices. Again, they're very expensive and they need consistent use, and a lot of them need a good period of time where you are using them, again, consistently, to be able to see the results. You are not going to, for example, use a radio frequency device and 2 weeks from now notice that all of a sudden you have all of this collagen just building up and just making you look 15 years younger, right? Like, radio frequency needs time to work. And also a lot of these devices are very scaled down, especially with certain ones, for at-home use. And so what that means is a lot of times, you can certainly go to your dermatologist or your esthetician and they can do lasers and all sorts of in-office treatments. Those are much more powerful devices. With those, a lot of times you see some results immediately after. But even those require you to come back for multiple sessions, right? There's certain types of lasers, there's certain types of, obviously, light therapy. The results of those build up over time as well, but they're a little quicker in that they're much more powerful. When you get an at-home radio frequency device, it has to be safe for you to be able to use it at home. And part of that means scaling back that technology, not making it quite as powerful so that it's user-friendly for your average schmuck who's at home and, has the time and wants to make the commitment to see the difference in their skin. I am that schmuck. I will take the time, I will use something for an extended period of time, especially if that something feels relaxing to me. I think that I am someone who, when I'm stressed, I really do tend to go into self-care mode most of the time. This last stressful time period here, I have to admit, I haven't been taking the best care of myself, but I'm trying to get back into that because I know that it helps me feel better. And so I just want to say, if you're not the type of person who can commit to using these things, please just don't bother spending your money on them, because I think you're going to be disappointed. I think you're going to feel upset, especially if you miss a return window. Just be honest with yourself. There we go. I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to go ahead and get into the devices. I'm going to start with my cleansing devices that I love and that I use every single day. I mentioned in the morning skincare routine, actually in the evening skincare routine, that I still use my Clarisonic. If you missed both of those, I will link them in the description box down below. I will also put links for all of these things in the description box as well, just so you know where to find them. But I'm still a loyal Clarisonic user. I am well aware of the fact that this company is now defunct. Clarisonic is no more. You can no longer find the replacement brush heads, at least easily. I am aware that there are several companies like Michael Todd who have created brush heads as replacements. I'm going to tell you right now, I will not be purchasing Michael Todd brush heads as replacements because one, I have 25 deep pore brush heads that I purchased because I knew Clarisonic was going under. So I have a number of brush heads to get me through the next several years. So I'm good. The brush heads that I've used in the past that were generic brush heads ruined my first Clarisonic. After I started buying those, they just, within, I would say 6 months, my Clarisonic stopped charging properly. And it wasn't really crazy old at that point. You can have one of these devices for a number of years. And so I ended up having to replace my first one. And I'm just not willing to risk it. So I will use my replacement heads that I have, and then I will move on to something else. Lots of you have asked me what I would move on to. It's gonna be one of these two. The PMD is a wonderful cleansing device. This one happens to be battery powered, but you can get them where they're rechargeable. I really like the PMD. I have to admit though that I love the bristles that I get. I like the deep pore brush head, and I like the cleansing motion and the feel of the Clarisonic on my skin. It's just preferred for me. And I think I've been using the Clarisonic since 2011, so this is a very big part of my routine, and it has been for like a decade now, so I'm just having a hard time letting go. But there are other options. I also have the Foreo. This is the Foreo Mini. I can't remember which one this is exactly, but this one is also very good. This one is obviously rechargeable. You've got your little port back there, and then you have much greater speed options with the Foreo. Price point, this one is a little more expensive than the PMD, but they're cleansing devices. They're going to be a little bit more spendy. I think they're worth it. I like them. I just think for my enlarged pores, I've just always preferred the Clarisonic. So there's that. Usually twice a month. Lately, it's been once a month, but twice a month, I am still using my W Skin Aquafacial. So this device right here, I haven't mentioned it a whole lot on my channel because, I mean, I don't know why. I like it. I like this device. I really have been enjoying it. I think I'm kind of pushing the line at this point on replacing my filter, but it seems to still be doing great with the original filter that's in here. So this guy right here, it does come with 2 replacement filters. Here's the thing, you guys. Some of you have said that your device doesn't work properly. This works just fine for me and I love it. I am no longer using the W Skin solution. I am actually just using my, I'll link the toner that I'm using from Paula's Choice in this device instead of their BHA treatment that they originally sent with this. But yeah, twice a month I do this. You do have to be very careful with holding it properly. If you tilt it in any kind of way, the device does beep at you and it wants to turn off. So all you have to do is just hold it upright and just need to make sure that, you know, you're not making it go wonky. There are obviously the 2 canisters in here. Your solution goes here. Your the waste, or what it pulls out of your skin, which for me, it pulls out sebaceous filaments. It pulls out, if I have any blackheads, which is pretty rare, but I do get a lot of sebaceous filaments floating around in here. The water is cloudy from, you know, pulling out the excess oil that I have in my skin. This just does a deep, deep cleansing of my skin. Again, it's once or twice a month at the most. and I love it. I love what this does for my skin. It immediately makes my pores look tiny because it takes everything out of them. Afterwards, my skincare absorbs super, super quickly and easily. I will usually do a pretty decent BHA treatment right after cleaning out my pores. So I'll put my BHA 9 all over my face, and that I feel like really gets into the pore, cleans anything else that's in there out, and just kind of, you know, makes everything feel nice again. And my pores look incredible for like a couple weeks after, just because again, this just takes everything out of them. So I love this device. It's easy to recharge. Like I said, I still have my 2 original. I think before I do the next treatment, I am gonna go ahead and switch out the filter here, but it's still working perfectly. So I like the device. It's easy to charge. Everything's contained within the case, and I'm still using it every day. This is my blue light therapy device. I'm actually not gonna link this one down below because I think it's very, very expensive, and I think there's a less expensive option that has the wavelength of light that you need to kill if you're dealing with acne or if you have incredibly oily skin. Blue light therapy is great for that, so that's why I use it. This elevation device it's around 600 bucks. It's pretty spendy. I'll link the LightStim one down below. Same wavelength of light, like I said, and it's much, much less expensive. So, but I do love blue light therapy because it does, 1, help to control my oil production. 2, it helps to, I feel like, also refine the look of my pores. And if I am dealing with any breakouts or anything like that, the blue light kills that bacteria very quickly and just clears things up very, very fast. In terms of red light therapy, I am still doing that. So the blue light therapy I do about twice a week, 3 to maybe 4 nights a week. I like to do my red light therapy, and I do have the Mito Red Pro. This particular device is, I think, in the $300 range. It is incredibly well made. It is 100% worth it. If I lost this tomorrow, I would instantly replace it. These bulbs, there's 60 of them. They're incredibly powerful. They are 5-watt LED bulbs. There is a mix of the red light as well as the near infrared light in this particular device. It's very powerful. I just hold it about 6 inches or so from my face. I close my eyes. It does come with the goggles. You should probably wear the goggles. I keep my eyes closed, guys, and I haven't had any adverse effects, but don't ever look into the light. But for me, keeping my eyes closed is fine. I feel a little claustrophobic with the goggles on, so that's why I don't use them. But yeah, this, I feel like as far as anti-aging goes, red light therapy has been fantastic for me. I do think it has helped to stave off further wrinkles from setting into my face. I think it helps to refine the texture of my skin. I do think it, again, also, along with the blue light, has had an effect on the look of my pores, how smooth my skin looks. And I love the fact that this gets like this whole area on me. It gets from my chest all the way up here. This device is flexible in that if I'm ever dealing with aches and pains on my body, like if I'm dealing with neck pain, I can use it on my neck. And that's, I think, the thing that is really preferred for me personally over a mask with this device is that it's so flexible. Now the mask, yeah, you can put one of those face masks on your neck, but I don't think those LED bulbs are as powerful, and I do think there is something to be said for that. And I love the flexibility of being able to use this on my body. If I have a knee ache or if I have sore muscles from working out, I can use this. I do still intend on buying one of the large full body panels at some point this year. It's on my list of things to do. It's just such a great relaxing therapy for me. It also helps my mind, to be totally honest. If I'm feeling really stressed, if I have 15 to 20 minutes in front of this device, 3-4 days a week, I find that my mood is much more balanced. and I just feel better. And the warmth and just the overall like relaxation that I get, and this is gonna sound terrible, it reminds me of the same level of relaxation that I used to get from going in a tanning bed, which I haven't done in years, but you know, I was a girl who was in middle school, high school, and college in the 90s, and so for me, tanning beds were like, woo, all the rage. Like before prom, you go lay in a tanning bed, right? So yeah, but it's that same relaxing where you're just warm and peaceful, and it just helps to clear my mind. And especially right now, this has been very good for me. It's that time where I sit and I reflect and I meditate and I just get out of my own head for a little bit and think good thoughts. And for that alone, I would replace this bad boy immediately. So anyway, these are fantastic. I love these devices. I think this one is 100% worth it. Again, I'll put links for everything down below for you guys. In terms of other devices, there are two others that I am using very consistently. I'm going to be having an in-depth review coming up of this particular device. This is the Even Skin Lumo device, and this is what I've been using on my neck and my décolletage for the last, it's been over a month now. And this particular device has several different options in it. It has radio frequency. There is red light and blue light therapy in here. There's a lot of different features with this particular one. I've been testing it exclusively on my face because there's been another radio frequency and DMA device that I've been using on my face. So I wanted to keep them separate. I've been enjoying this one a lot. I think it's fantastic. It has a lot of different options, which I think is going to be good for those of you that don't want to purchase multiple devices. But we'll talk about this one coming up here very soon. But this is what I've been using on my neck, and I've been using it probably a minimum of 3 days a week. You don't use it on consecutive days, much like I'm going to tell you with this guy right here. So I just kind of alternate days, and I do think that the texture of the skin on my neck, the clarity, I feel like it just feels like the skin has gotten maybe a little bit thicker on my neck. I've always felt like I've had very sensitive neck meat, I call it. But I think since using this, I have not had nearly as much like irritation or just irritability in the skin on my neck or my chest at all. And it just looks really nice and clear. Like I like how this is coming along so much. And I give the credit a lot to this device. So we'll talk about that one coming up here shortly. I already actually have a review recorded of this. This is the brand new, did I bring in the other one? I did, okay. This is the brand new TriPollar Stop Vx. This is not out in the US yet. So TriPollar did send me this device. So I've been using it for the last month and a half now. I recorded the video a couple of weeks ago. I think they're gonna have me put that video up once they launch here in the US. So look for that. By that point, it'll probably already be even a couple weeks older than it is now, that particular video, but bear with me. I had to get them the video so that they could, take a look at it and make sure that I didn't misspeak on anything. But I've been using this device for over a month now. I did start out with the TriPollar Stop X, which is just a radio frequency device. I've been using this radio frequency device on my face since November. The TriPollar Stop Vx, however, also has the DMA, the Dynamic Muscle Activation, which they are calling EOV here in the US for the purposes of getting it cleared, getting the device cleared. So EOV, electric of vibration. which that makes no sense to me, but I understand the dynamic muscle activation, so just know that they can't call it that here in the US. But I've really been enjoying this device. I've been doing the radio frequency again all over my face. It has 2 levels of radio frequency. It also has 2 levels of the DMA. It's a very comfortable device. It does warm up quite a bit, but it's not uncomfortable. And you do feel that little like pinching or like bee sting type feeling when you are doing the DMA along the jawline. I do think this has helped to refine the look of my jaw a little bit. But again, this one's going to take a little bit more time. And just the radio frequency alone, like I said, I've been using for quite some time. And I do think that it's starting to have an effect, especially with in terms of my smile lines. I've really focused the radio frequency in this area. I'd like to avoid getting filler there for a long time if I can. But I do know these smile lines are very prominent in my family. It's a genetic thing. My mom has them very prominent. My Oma had them very prominently. And while I don't think they're bad, I don't think smile lines are bad, I just don't want them to be quite as deep. So I'm trying to stave that off with just rebuilding the collagen in this area and seeing what I can do. And I've been really impressed so far. So I can't wait for you guys to see my video on this. And probably a short time after that video goes up, I'll do like another update because it'll have been some more time has passed. So, but I really like this device a lot. Now, if you just want radio frequency and you don't want the EOV or DMA, you don't have to get this one because the TriPollar Stop X is just fantastic on its own for helping to rebuild that collagen, stimulating those fibroblasts, and helping you get a more youthful look. All right, you guys, those are the devices that I am currently actively using. Again, I'll put links for all of them down below if you want to go read up about them, see if they might be a good fit for your skin. That information will be down there. Thank you guys so much for all of your kindness and your support over the last several days here. It is greatly appreciated. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye.